Hey everyone, welcome to the latest update of Positive Continent News. I'm the host, Alima. Welcome. Village, we're a village here, so if you don't know how we do things here, we run as a village and we're focused, we're grounded, we're present, but we also are very invested into the very near future. We're visionaries here. So what this news, this news channel does is it focuses on positive news coming out of the continent, also known as Africa by many people. And it does this because there's so much negative news out there. You would forget that there's people out there living regular lives that have jobs. They go home every day to their families and they just want to enjoy themselves. Believe it or not, there's thousands, millions of people on that continent doing that. So, in a way, you can say I'm rebranding myself. In a way, I'm just staking my claim here. This table with this news that's out now about the continent, you can say I helped to build this table, even if people don't know it, because I, along with many people, were pushing this vision before it became a thing, right? So I'm going to make sure I am going to eat from this table, and or I will be building my own. Hence, welcome to Positive Continent News, and stay tuned for your latest updates. Be blessed, village, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if I don't say that again. All right, village, let's talk about the first story that is coming out of the continent, or that I want to touch on today, which is that Namibia has for the first time elected their first female/woman president. Her name is Nintendo Nandi Ndetwa. Ntembo Nandi Ndetwa. She's also known as NNN. So you see why, right? So she's about 72 years old. Not to make this a thing about age, but I just want to point out that there's more older leaderships, like older than what we're used to. You can say in the West primarily, and this can be a good thing. I've touched about this before with another older president. At the time, it was Liberia, and older people have experience. That's the thing. You might not feel like many of them are able-bodied, sometimes physically, sometimes mentally, but those who are, they have a lot of experience. So this is another case of where you just need to watch what's going on. But I wanted to shout her out. She was formerly the vice president of the country to the former president Ngolo Mumba. Love these Bantu names. So she was formerly the vice president. So she kind of just stepped into that role because she won the majority vote. And the key to her presidency is employment. So you know that's going to get people's attention. I hope she succeeds. And just want to add in that she was sworn in on the nation's Independence Day, which was March 21st. So not too long ago. It originally was March 21st, 1990. They got their, I don't want to say independence, but in a way, sort of, from South Africa. I just wanted to point that out. So this is not the first time, in my particular case, seeing female or women presidents on the continent. I think it's important to note that if this person is embodying feminism physically, that they are tapped into their feminine energy. Because when I seen it before, the person was embodying feminism physically, but they were very masculine. And what was done really didn't help the country. So I'm just hoping she's tapped into that femininity to help better her country, because we definitely need a balance of power on the continent and globally. But once again, Namibia now has their first ever female president, joining what currently now is the Tanzanian president as well. She's another woman in the head office. So shout outs to Namibia. So I'm going to attach the link. As usual, I do put all my sources in the description of the video. And I came across a newscast from DW News. That is one of the news channels that I personally like. Also stated this in the past because they tend to be unbiased from what I've seen so far. So they were in Liberia, and a lot of different things were discussed in the newscast, but what really caught my attention was gender roles, gender equity. And this is an issue globally and on the continent as well, where assigned roles are basically women are taught to cook, clean, and be submissive, and the guys are taught to or men are taught to be providers of the home. But because of the world that we live today, there needs to be some flexibility in these assigned to gender roles. Some people don't even want to associate with them at all. It all depends on who we're talking to. So I just want to point out that they are matriarchal lines globally. They're not many though. And one I wanted to really focus on is the Ashanti culture of Ghana and Togo, where blessings and like certain inheritances are passed down from mother to daughter. There's not many, but I wanted to focus on that. But in Liberia, there's the discussion with the gender roles is what I spoke of before. And I've seen it happen really bad in various cultures where the women are not even educated, because it is said that when they become educated, they become independent and they are no longer submissive to their male partners and or the males in their family, which as a woman, I do not agree with this. I want to know what you all feel about this. I'm gonna, like I said, the video will be included so for you to check out for yourself. If I'm able to clip something, I will. But someone mentioned, and he seems what I would deem him to be a misogynist. He was complaining about women being educated, and they basically should never have been educated, because now us women are no longer being submissive, and we basically demand too much, and we're hard-headed. But I will let you, like I say, see the video for yourself. Please come back and discuss what you saw here in this comment section, and you can do that on the original video as well. But this gender equity, equality discussion is a global thing that needs to be talked about, because me being a woman myself and identifying in my femininity, we're not just here to cook, clean, and have babies. I mean, we have other things to do here. So I just wanted to share that. Yeah, once again, gender equality, equity in relation to, in this case, to Liberia, but further on the continent in itself, and if you want to go further around the world. So the Matoto Choir, Children's Choir, is what you just viewed, and they are based out of Uganda from a church that started in about 1981, and they have a whole thing going on, like a compound. They have a school. I believe the kids can stay there. They take in orphans and they help grow these kids to young adults and to do other wonderful things. There's like a hospital or like a clinic associated with it, but it is in Uganda, and they are currently touring around the world. So I saw dates in the States and in the UK. I'm going to attach their sources as well, tour link and everything, but they're amazing, and I can genuinely say that these kids seem very happy. They brought joy to my heart seeing them, and if you get a chance, if you can find out if they're in your area, I would suggest that you check them out, because they definitely talk about positive things and just giving people hope outside of being a Christian, if that's not your faith. But they're happy and they are talented, so shout out to Uganda's Matoto Children's Choir. You need to see them if you can. All right, last and certainly not least, we're going to be doing shout outs. So for me, if you know that you know, spring equinox is the new year for those people who are following that calendar. So that would make April, parts of March, and April technically the new year. So I'm going to start this thing in which I'm shouting out various countries on the continent each month for their Independence Day. And we know that they're not 100% free, but let's just shout them out because we know that where we're headed is freedom. So Senegal, you know, they have a special place in my heart. April 4th, 1960 is their original Independence Day from France. So that's their Independence Day coming up. The great Zimbabwe has an Independence Day from Great Britain on April 18th, which originally happened on April 18th of 1980. Sierra Leone and Togo both have the same Independence Day, April 27th. Sierra Leone gained their independence April 27, 1961 from Great Britain. Meanwhile, Togo gained theirs on April 27, 1960 from France. All right, we got a long way ahead of us, but we're headed there. So that's the April Independence shout out for the continent, and look in your local area. If you have a diverse area, they're probably going to be having different Independence Days celebrations. Spam the comment. Should I attend? Because where I live, there's a large population of various people from the continent. So spam the comments. If I get at least 10 people that are telling me to attend at least like one of these events, possibly two, I'll attend. But once again, thank you all for the shares, the likes and subscribes, and I'm actually grateful for the people who want to get down with me, because